made that flat so I could hammer it.
Did they? Oh, right. What are you doing?
May as well take this off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Deconstructing of the van?
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
Paint it.
Paint it.
Get rid of that.
Get rid of that horrific rust.
That's what you want to get rid of.
Okay then. Maybe I could give you a hand.
Maybe.
Let's put this camera down. Okay guys and girls, as you can see, we've got the chassis bar moved out of the way. Brilliant stuff. Now it's just time to, I've already gave it a bit of a wire brush, but not much of one. Just a wire brush inside there. I'll say the plan is, we're going to try and get as much rust off as we can, wire brush it, probably prime it, stone chip it, same on both sides. Wait for it to dry, probably overnight or whatnot, a couple of days maybe. The only way to move this bar is to hammer it, sadly, which is a bit of a pain. Which obviously is just going to scratch it all up. We can't take the bar out because, well, to do that you've got to widen the chassis, and we can't do that because the chassis is bolted to the actual cab of the vehicle. So all we're going to do is just chuck as much Waxol in the gap as we can, feed as much into it, and then hammer it back into position, bolt it up. That way no rust should go behind that, and any rust that is behind there should be completely sealed off. Give this thing time to dry. My brother is actually going along and trying to clean the cavities out because there's these lovely box section things that's just there under my finger. Man, they get filled with crap. It's like Iveco designed this thing to, like, let's use the wheels to pump as much crap into the cavities as we possibly can. It's like, wow, a bad idea. I mean, come on, look at this for an idea. We've got the wheel right here, and we've got open bits of cavity right here. Look, you see these holes? Just look at them things right there. They absolutely, the wheel, the spray off the wheel just pumps those full of crap, road salt and all sorts. You can imagine how rusty that is inside there. It's probably not actually that bad because it does look like it's been sealed pretty good, but yeah, whatever.
The amount of rubbish that came out of it.
Yeah, the amount of rubbish that came out of that? Wow. It was just like a black soup, wasn't it? It just kept coming out.
Yeah. If you try and picture what it looks like when a cow, goes to the toilet, that's probably what it would be like.
Yeah. Well, put it in a more colourful way. Yeah. We've got a bit of access down the gap towards there, but you can't see any daylight through that, I don't think. Maybe a little bit down there. It shows all blocked up. Fuck's sake, we're going to absolutely fill it with Waxol. It's going to have it pumped in under pressure. We're going to have about a 2 bar of pressure, probably even more, depending on what kind of fuel pump I can get my hands on. That's what I used last time, and it worked fantastic.
I think a good amount of the payload on this is going to be Waxol. It's
going to be Waxol, yeah, that's it. This thing's going to be mostly Waxol. Well, we took the shocks off, and the results are shocking, pun intended. This shock obviously should be extended by itself, which it's not doing. It'll go down easy, but coming up, obviously the rebound is nothing. So the rebound is maxed out, and the actual dampening coming downwards is, look at this, look, you can't pull it apart. Yeah. So it's taking all this effort to pull it apart, but to push it down, it just pushes straight down, so that's knackered. The other one is good, actually, it's not bad. I mean, I'm going to change it anyway. This one has actually fully extended to its full extent. There you go, have a play with that. As you can see, that one
linear. It's not got much absorption, but
it does crush down.
It's a lot better than that one.
And it will eventually creep out over time. It just takes a while.
but they need replacing.
It is creeping slowly, look.
They both need replacing. So it doesn't absorb much.
So for what they cost, we get some new ones and bolt them on. Just for a heads up, the bolts
Are
ridiculously tight. They are crazy tight.
They weren't seized, they were just tight from the factory.
Wow, I don't know what Iveco were thinking, but yeah. It still does work, but you're supposed to replace them in pairs anyway, so that's what we'll do. But yeah, 24mm bolts on the top if you want to know. And like I say, be prepared for them being crazy tight. It's definitely a job I recommend it. If you have to take the floor up,
do it while
you got the floor up, because whoa, you won't get them undone otherwise, unless you've got a big impact gun. A big impact gun. We're talking, yeah, we're talking hub nut bearing tightness here, like on transit vans, which are bloody tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing we've been playing around that lot. Filling all the boxes up with water. I know it's a bad idea, but you've got to clean them out, haven't you?
Well, no point putting wax oil into something that's completely blocked up with mud.
Yeah, that's it.
What they do on the Defenders before they wax oil them, give them a good rinse out.
So look how full that box is there. Look, there's bits floating out of it, look. Spray some more down that hole.
It's blocked.
It's wall blocked. Well, the water's not running out. It's just staying in there. Right, that'll do.
Oh yeah, another thing that's stupidly tight on these. The union going to the flexi.
Oh yeah, brake pipes. Typical brake pipes. We've had to take the brake lines out to get this out of the way. The brake pipes, don't get me wrong, are pretty good on this. They're actually quite rust free. I'm going to replace them anyway. I had to cut one off. It's over there somewhere. Because they've just seized up solid. You can't get them undone. So, yeah. Yeah, the flexi lines as well are an amazing design on this van. They could have made it nicely so it runs under the chassis, you know, on a little bracket or something. But no, they've got to make it so it runs through a hole in the chassis, which is a nightmare because that nut seizes up, which it has on this. It did anyway. It took me hanging off the spanner to try. Well, I stood on it, wasn't I? Trying to get the bloody nut undone. They're buggers because they actually, to put the icing on the cake, they even put a locking washer underneath it. Look at that. Who the hell comes up with that design? It's ridiculous. You know, on normal cars and stuff, that's just like a little forked plate that you can just hammer out with a little bit of a hammer and a chisel, or a screwdriver in your hand or something. You know, but this thing, it's got to be bolted through the chassis. It's a van. You know, this thing's designed to do haulage. It's like, whoa. Bit over the top, if you ask me. Oh well. It's off now. We're going to replace the flexi leads. I'm going to do the brake lines on this thing just for the hell of it. The fronts I'm not going to bother doing. Depends how much of a bastard they are to get off. But I don't think they'll need doing. We're going to underseal the pipes anyway. The MOT guy won't like it, but we're going to do it. I've done it on all my other cars, and all it does is come up with an advisory. You know, brake lines have been undersealed. But hey ho. ABS sensors. Hopefully I've not played around with those too much and it's upset them. We'll see. They don't look too difficult to replace though. Disc brakes on the back, which is nice on these things. Oh yeah. All of the handbrake is done on the rear of the disc brake. It just pushes the piston down locking the disc brakes in position. Handbrake is actually working on this at the moment. I've bolted it back to the floor because there is a bit of a slope here heading down to the garage, and I don't want this thing wake up in the morning and find this thing's planted into the garage door. With this thing not starting up at the moment in its current condition, with the state of the dashboard, it's the only thing that's stopping it, I think. Yeah. But it's getting to the point where we're starting off loads of jobs and not finishing them, I think, really. The rust on the floor is one of the jobs that we need to do, but we've now got to come to the idea that it would be nice to paint this whole chassis, the bit we can access from here, from the floor, through the floor, so, yes. And maybe even easy to service the brakes and stuff from this location. Whatever. I need to continue on derusting all this. And then I want to try and get some at least some primer in there just to prime it up. Try and clean it up a bit. I know it's all going to scratch off again, but like I say, if I paint it all up with primer first and then use stone chip enamel, a couple of coats of that, wait for it to dry of course, and then use some of that cavity wax, you know, it stays wet, it's lovely stuff. To reset that, all you need to do is just heat it up again, and imagine the line that you've scored into it will just mould back it together again. It'll be brilliant. That's the plan. Trying to get it as waterproof as possible. We'll see. Anyway, it's enough talking. Oh yeah, and this lovely thing. I'll tell you something, what you want to do, guys and girls, if you get one of these, make sure you take the sliding door rail off, because behind our one there's quite a bit of rust. It's just something to look out for. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out. Okay, guys and girls. Just a bit of rust treatment on that. Same on the other side as well. It's dark now, so we're going in. Had a couple of friends come round, so I've not really done much work on the van. As you can see, I've moved the thing out of the way. Had to hammer that out of the way. There's no way I can get that out of the ladder chassis without splitting the ladder chassis apart, so it'll do for now. I'm just going to push it back in, waxel it, you know, paint it up first of course, prime it, paint it, then waxel. Job's a good one. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys and girls, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.